For someone with a stiff shoulder that has a limitation of internal rotation, which should be in this direction, they might complain they can't get their hand in their back pocket or scratch their back with that side, and you'll find that the humeral head translates internally quite a bit like this, boing, when you try to internally rotate it. So what you might think is internal rotation is really more the scapula protracting. So stabilize the humeral head, get that scap down into its neutral position, because often they're so elevated and protracted. Bring them into their barrier of internal rotation. Now if you notice, I don't have her up at that 90-degree angle where we typically do our goniometry. I brought her down lower because otherwise she's just going to impinge that tubercle right underneath the acromion. So come into the restriction, say that's as far as she could go into internal rotation. I'm going to ask you to very gently push your arm back toward me, very lightly when I say go. I'm just going to hold that a few seconds. So into my thumb, ready, go. Push back toward me, hold it 1, 2, 3, and release. And as you release, you're going to stretch you a little bit more into that tight spot. So say go to that new barrier. Again, we're using the latency period of the post-isometric contraction, that relaxation response, and release. Come up again, push. So resist external rotation and relax to move into greater internal rotation. And one more, push up, hold it, and relax. And you really do have to monitor that humeral head because it will really start popping forward in someone who does have a stiff shoulder. Another thing you could do when there's a lot of impingement for the internal rotation is just get an extra set of hands. You could just rest your arm here. Do a little distraction. See? Now too much distraction, your whole body's moving, see? So just a little distraction to decompress that glenohumeral joint. I like to, you could just put your face in the middle there. There you go. I like to keep the acromion down using the rest of my arm, so I have distraction. I have stabilizing the acromion there, and I could internally rotate the shoulder from here. So same thing with some distraction, a lot less impingement. Push back into my thumb again. Great, and release. And stretch, let it stretch, good. You know, they'll typically say, yeah, that's enough, it hurts right there, so back off just a little bit. Get a stretch, but not a lot of pain. Push back again, hold it. 1, 2, 3. So releasing into internal rotation. So we're contracting the external rotators as they release. We have that post-isometric relaxation period that allows them to internally rotate even more. So a nice way to increase your internal rotation using muscle energy and distraction.